All right, I'm matched up with one of my teammates, Almighty, from the Kings of Golf too, and we got one of the holes we're looking for the 2020 Spring Major right off the bat. Look at that. Almighty's moving up to the main clan, so we've been trying to hook up so that I could invite him. I'm going to invite him right now. There we go. Getting an invite to the main. All right, this hole right here. And I do not have the bag that I'm looking for, so I'm going to use this bag right here. This is not the driver that I like to use on this shot, but I definitely want to try and get up into this area right here. Four, six. It's about 2.5 rings. Puts me about 2 rings into power. Put a little bit of curl and a little teeny bit of power. Hitting it great. Trying to snap it off before I ran out of time. Woo! Almost in that sand. That is not. I want to lay up right here in this area. I'm looking at 390 is where I really want to be. So I'm about 10 yards off of where I'd like to be. The good news is that the big dog can. The big dog's got so much topspin it can get it done. But that is definitely not the driver to use on that layup. A rock or a QB. If you have a rock, you're going to use some backspin because you've got so much raw power. If you're using a QB, you may still have to use a little teeny bit of backspin, but it's very easy to get to the 390 range right here. And you don't want to get past that sand. You really want to be right there in that opening. Maybe about 10 yards farther forward than I'm at, but it still puts you in that opening. And what it does is it opens up this finger up here so that you can come right up to the green. It's not a really good Albie shot, but the deal is it's a super easy eagle that is very, if you can get that drive and you can lay that drive up, it's a very, very nice eagle. And Almighty's in the range right there at 289. So right there at 290, that's the goal. And where you want to be with your big dog is so that you can get your orange ring up against that transitional surface. The cool thing about a big dog is it has tons and tons of topspin. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of overpower because of the wind. I want to be right about in that area. So I don't have to put a lot of overpower on it, except for the fact that I'm going against the 3-4 headwind, which is about 1.5 rings. So I'm going to be a couple rings of overpower. And hitting it 2 rings great to the right is not good. That's what we call no bueno in the business. As long as I can end up there in the fairway, though, I got a serious shot at it. Serious shot. Just a little shy. That's the thing about when you're out here in one-on-one. You may have what you bring in one-on-one and what you can set your bag up for. One of the things that I'd really like to see, and I know people will hate this suggestion, but I would really like to see them make it so that we have to declare a bag for the tournament. Now, you could declare a bag for the qualifying round and you could switch it up and declare a bag for the opening round. But whatever bag you start off with, you're locked into that bag. And what that would do is because the thing is you couldn't come out and go, hey, on this hole right here, I'm going to bring backspin clubs, or on this hole right here, I need that big dog because that big dog is what the club. What it would do is it would force you. There may be some holes where you're like, hey, if I had the big dog on that hole, I can get an eagle and everybody else is struggling. Nice shot. But that big dog is going to hurt you on a bunch of the other holes. So it would really put a lot of emphasis on clubs and really make people put a little bit of thought process into the club selection. It is going to get pushed off just a little. I'm going to go right there. I think that looks good. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Just barely. I was hedging my bets there. I was trying to give myself, if the wind didn't play that big a factor, it would have been I could have got it on that particular shot. I could have got a great to the left and a perfect. If the wind wasn't that big of a factor, I would have been able to hit a great to the right and a perfect. So I was trying to give myself 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Jamil Dunes. Let's see if we can get one of the. Let's see if we can get some. Get one of the shootouts that we're looking for. Yes, and this is one here. I want to. I think that the way to go on this is I don't normally carry a Goliath in my bag, but I think the Goliath would really work good here because it has so much topspin. We could do a rough bump right here, and we don't have enough topspin with a Grizzly in order to get it done. So we'll have to do a traditional shot if you bring a Grizzly, but if you bring a Goliath with all the topspin it has, you can actually do a rough bump from right there. It's a long rough bump. And if you hit it great to the left, you're putting that sand into play. But I think if you're really trying to go for hole in one, that the Goliath is a club. And I don't normally promote the Goliath, not that I have anything against the Goliath. In one-on-one play, I'm not a big fan of the Goliath just because of the way the red lines work. But in tournament play, when you're bringing it for a specific purpose on a hole, this might be one of the holes that it would shine on. Nice shot. We are going right at it. Where am I at in my club? There's my red line. Let's get where I can see what angle I'm coming in. 2.2. It's 1.9 per ring at max, so that leaves me 3. I'm going to go just a little over that. So 1 and maybe a 5th. Hitting it perfect. My allergies are firing up today. I am. My eyes are so puffy I can't even hardly see out of them. Close. Close. Good game. Getting waxed. I like it. Play for just a little bit here, post this video, and got to plant a bunch of flowers today. I went and bought 100 flowers, and I'm making hanging baskets. So 6 flowers per hanging basket, and then I've got some other ones to plant in some pots. And my wife's doing her garden today. We got all kinds of stuff going on. All right, we got this hole right here. I am going to bring out I'm going to bring out a Titan, and I'm actually going to play this with a katana because I'm trying to see, in the tournament, I'm probably going to bring out a bigger power ball so that I can get farther out in this, so I get 1 bounce here and my second bounce is out here. I'm going to try and get it farther forward, but if you're doing a max overpower shot, I think the Titan actually gives you so much distance that your second bounce ends up in the rough. And you need your second bounce to land at the top. Watch. You need it to land right there so that you can get that kind of roll out of it. And I'm not getting that kind of roll when I use a Titan. I'm getting too far forward. Let's see what the wind's blowing. I'm going to use this bag, and I'm going to use a katana. That is right there on it. Where's that second bounce? I get up into that range, 1.2. Move it over just a bit, and see if I can get my bounces right. Hitting it 2 rings great to the left doesn't help. That's because it's shorter, so it's easier to get to the end of the fairway on that side and just trying to bleed down. If your second bounce hits in the rough, it's super hard to get out of it. But if your second bounce you can hit on the fairway, then you can kind of bounce over that rough. Even if you clip it down at the bottom and you end up doing what Almighty did, it's not a bad deal. My teammate does, we talking about the shot on this, if you just land in that fairway area up there, you can bring a sniper. And a sniper's got enough topspin that you can use this rough area right here, and you can do a rough bump that leads you right to the cup. Very nice shot. If you got down into the lower fairway and you were in your long iron range, if you had a Goliath in your bag, you could do the same thing with your Goliath, but you take the big risk of ending up in the rough right there, and now you're hitting it with the rough iron. So if you're having any problems on this hole, like laying up there at the top so that you're in your sniper range and then doing the rough bump is a really good way to go at this hole. You have options depending on the clubs that are in your bag. So you have to look at what the strengths are for your bag, because it's definitely more beneficial to be in the fairway taking the shot. There's max. There's max. There's mid. So we're in the 3 per ring range. I don't know. I don't think I have enough topspin here to get me up there. Five. It's 3 per ring, so there's 3. That leaves me 2, so it's a ring and 2/3. Trying to hit it perfect. Yeah, that was way away from perfect. Way away from perfect, and my distance was off just a little. Now I don't know what my distance would have been if I'd hit that perfect. That's the thing, is you came at it at a little different angle, and it might have been right there, but it did look like it was going to be a little short. I always feel like if I hit that Nirvana perfect, that I'm going to end up in the hole. I feel real good about my wind adjustments on my Nirvana. In the hole, eagle. Got a serious look at albatross on this hole. So what you want to do is make sure that whatever your first shot is, you end up in the fairway. And you have, like I said, you have options. You can come at it with a sniper, do the top spin. You can, if you get out there on that lower one, you could do, if you want to do the rough bump, you could come at it with a Goliath, or you could just do a straight up shot with a Grizzly. And they've changed how this hole rolls out. It doesn't roll out like it used to. It wants to, everything kind of wants to go to the right. It used to roll pretty true. 1.5. I'm going to do a 10% pull. I probably should do a 20% pull. So that's a 1.8. Just trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. And let's see, with the 20% pull on there, I still end up to the right. In the hole. Right in the hole. That works. Get in the hole. It's nice of Almighty to let me win one. Thanks, buddy. He's waxing me right now. I'll tell you that they've changed this hole, and I am just like in the past, I've always used that island. But the last time this was in a tournament, I did not have the success on this hole that I've had in the past. They've just changed. They've made some slight little changes on the green, and it doesn't roll out like it used to. And so the next time this is in a tournament, I'm definitely doing that rough bump. So I'm not sure which ball combo to bring in order to get to that rough bump up there, but I'm definitely going to do the rough bump. I'm going to switch it up on this hole because it's not playing. If you've played this game for a long time, you've noticed like small changes that they've made on some of these greens. And so you have to relearn how to play the hole. And then some of these they've made several changes to. And so I've learned how to play some of these holes 2 or 3 times. And if I'm going to have to relearn how to play it, I'm going to relearn how to play that rough bump. think it'll give me a better shot of getting a hole in one. Moano, hole 9, par 5. I don't even remember this hole. I think this might be one of the toughest par 5s in the game to get an eagle on. Yep, this is one of the toughest par 5s in the game to get an eagle on. The goal here is you can bring when this is in tournaments, typically they give us a tailwind, and you can bring a 5-power ball and you can actually get to the other side and you can get way up here where you can actually try and get on in 2. It's difficult to get on in 2 and stick it by the cup. In tournament play, normally I try and get on the little fairway pad right across the sand from the green, and you're in mid wedge, and it is a money shot. I mean, if you hit it perfect, you are in the hole. And the last time this was in the tournament, I did eagle this hole twice, hitting onto that pad. First shot I was using a big topper and a Titan. And my second club was a big dog, and just trying to get over to that pad. And you can get out there 400 yards. I'm going to use this bag right here. I carry this bag just for holes, just like this. Okay, it does dig down. So I have a little bit, and I have maybe a mile per hour that I can do. So there's 4. I'm going to put just a little teeny bit of that power back into it. Not much, maybe a third of a ring. And I hit it great to the left. Which I take the risk of clipping it right on that tip out there. 371. That will make it. What you need to do with your big dog is if you have a big dog in your bag, you need to be out there far enough that you can engage this fairway area right here on your first bounce, where you can get out to here. That helps you get out to this little fairway island out here. You can curl it around and bleed through the rough and end up on that little fairway island. This is definitely a one shot at a time hole to put yourself in the right spot so that you can try and capitalize and get that eagle. But it is a very difficult hole, and they changed this hole. The green down there is the same, and the stuff that's on the left-hand side is the same, but all this stuff out here where we're hitting to, when this hole first came out, we never hit to the right. It was a losing proposition hitting to the right. Everything was to the left. I actually liked the original configuration. They said they changed it because it was so hard to eagle that they wanted to make it more eagleable. This is their idea of more eagleable. Okay, so I'm going to need to use max overpower because of that wind and max curl. So let's take the side wind out. There's the side wind. And that puts me about a ring into power. So I'm going to go for that little island in the front. Hitting it perfect. See if I can get out there on it and get to that island. Run, run, run. Look at how much lag I'm getting. This is the problem that everybody's having in the Origin Links 9-hole cup. It's just like laggy, laggy, laggy. It's really starting to affect the game to the point where you can't even play. It's gotten very, very bad. Very bad. See if Almighty can get it in the hole from here. This is a tough shot from distance. Close. Close. I'm changing locations. I've got to fix this bag. I put that machete in there for one of the holes for the 9-hole cup. And 7 from this distance. If I hit that perfect, that second bounce should go in. Look at all that lag. Close. Yeah. I moved so that I am now 3 feet away from my 5G router. This game is really starting to get. I just don't understand it. I do not get it. It is 11:59. My dog died a couple days before Christmas, right before Christmas. And that was my timer to let me know it's time to give her a treat. Look, I've got so much lag here I can't even grab my ring set. This is craziness. Let's see if I can get out of here far enough where I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. I never can figure it out when people are adjusting their ball and they can't see the stuff and they're adjusting it. And they look at it and then they make another adjustment and they look at it and they make another adjustment. Saturn, it's about 2.5 rings. Hit one ring great to the right. Almost in the hole. Be curious to see what direction of wind they give us because, sorry about that. Be curious to see what direction the wind that they give us on that. Because when these holes first came out, I didn't do any rough bumps on these par threes. I wasn't interested in epic failing, focusing on the par fours and the par fives. But now that we're getting another look at it, my teammate Dunner and I, when we played the other night, we got this par three and the other par three that has the rough bump quite a few times, and we're able to kind of dial them in. I need to go back and watch that video and see what kind of wind adjustments we were doing. It seemed like we were doing like 20% wind adjustments. See how that sand distorts the rings, but how it's a gradual thing coming off the fairway going into the sand. And sometimes you get those sand traps where it drops off into the sand real hard. And those ones are gravity assist. Nice. Good game. 3 match. How much time I got on this video? 28 minutes. Got some time. The Milano, hole 6. This is one of the few holes playing just one-on-one that I will pop out a quasar on. And I'm going to switch to my number 2 bag. I'm going to put all of that on it. There's my red line. I'm going to pull back from the red line. I'm going to be 3 rings off the transitional surface. I'm going to take out 5-9 wind. There's 5-9. Max curl. Getting it perfect. And just bleed myself right up through the center of the fairway and just run up towards the top. It doesn't matter to me on this hole whether I have headwind, tailwind, whatever. That's the shot. If I've got headwind, I always pull it back and leave myself enough room to work the wind out. I'm not interested in doing any overpower. If you have a bag that's got a QB or a rock, it's 3 rings off that transitional surface, maximum curl. If you've got a QB, depending on its level, this is one of those holes where whenever I'm doing max curl, I always like to be 3 rings off transitional surfaces, but you could cheat just a little and be 2.5. But that shot is money. And you will win a lot of games just out on the course by doing that, because this is one of those holes that you find a lot of opponents will hit to the left. And if they hit to the left, that's almost a winning. Like you're going to win a lot of those when they hit to the left. And we can thank Tommy for that, because Tommy promotes the shot to the left. And I appreciate the fact that he does that, because it makes it really easy to win on this hole. If you don't get out there far enough, though, these trees that are right here will be in your way. So that's one of the. I bring the Quasar because it gives me more curl and it gives me that little bit of power, so that I can get away from those trees. Just a little through the cup, but not much. Five, 9. There's 5, 9. 5, 8. Hitting it perfect. Almost in the hole. That's all right. That works. This is a shot I've taken that shot and been that close. I've hit some shots on this and got some drops, but you would think that when you have the shot coming in like that every time that you could make more. But I don't have the success of dropping that shot as often as I would like. What cracks me up on this hole is that everybody, you get a quarterback so fast when you start playing T4, and everybody has a QB in their bag. Whether I'm playing my low level account or my upper developed account, it doesn't make any difference to me. I always play to the right here. And it's so easy to get up because you have 2 options. You can do the rough bump, or you can bounce off. If you're a little short, you can bounce off that lower fairway and then come up and clip the rough and do a second bounce rough bump. And it's an eagle shot the mass majority of the time. And most of the people I see hit to the left end up in the rough. And even if they end up in the fairway over there, their approach from that side, they only have one option, and that's to hit on that hill face. And if they didn't bring the right clubs, they're in trouble. And even if they brought the right clubs, it's still a very difficult shot. Definitely a fan of playing to the right. And it's pure setup. I mean, it's not that you can't fail on that shot, but it's a pure setup shot. Let's see if we get one of the holes we're looking for. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seems like we were doing this hole right here. We were doing a 20% wind adjustment, it seems. And I'm right there in between. See if I have enough topspin to get me up there. Okay, so it's 4-9. All right. Think around with me. 4-9. I'm just going to do a full ring set. Probably should have did the 20% instead of forgetting it. And look at how much lag I'm getting. That's going to hit the fairway. I didn't do the wind adjust. I can't believe that that didn't hit the fairway. Can't believe it. But what's funny is I wasn't that far off the hole. I'll have to go back and watch what we were doing the other day when we were out here playing, because Denner was doing some of them. He was doing a 10 and I was doing a 20, and some of them I was doing a 20 and he was doing a 10. Some of them I was just doing straight up and he was doing a percentage. So we were trying to play it a little bit different so that we could go back and see what the results were and kind of analyze the video. But this is definitely, you can definitely make some hole-in-ones on this, because we double hole-in-one at least one time, and got quite a few hole-in-ones doing these rough bumps down here, just practicing. So, and really this practice session, my whole goal is to try and get as many of these. I was playing last night and I was forcing shootouts. Anytime I got up on my opponent, I would miss a putt so that I could force a shootout, because I wanted to try and get these holes. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Nice shot. Playing some more. How many we got? We could probably play a couple more holes here. Maybe 3. Jamil Dunes, hole 5, par 4. Yes, this is the dinosaur hole. This is like the dino from the Flintstones. Looks like the little turtle. I'm gonna see, like, with my extra mile. Let's see if you can get up there. If you use a bigger power ball, you can get further up into this zone, so you don't have to use any overpower. Then that's the goal here, is to not have to use any overpower. And there's 2, 4. It's 4-2. I'm going to use just a little teeny bit, not enough to make the needle go any faster. Oh, and hitting it 2 rings great does not help. In the rough. I am still getting the lag stuff. I'm mystified. See if my opponent can get way up there. This is these par 4s that are in this tournament are extremely makeable. We've got some serious chances on these par 5s. So if we can tighten up those par 3s, I know in the dreaded Dunes tournament, if you could shoot a 30, you had a serious chance at a win. But I think, whenever we get a chance to play a tournament, a hole is a second time, especially when we're playing the whole tournament, all of the holes that are in that course, we tend to tighten them up in the second time we play them. And I think that it's going to take a pretty good score to win this tournament. A little teeny bit of backspin. Right at the cup. I'm going to go that much. Try and hit it perfect. Ah, great to the right. Great to the right. Great to the left. Great to the right. Omaha. Omaha. Plenty of time. We've got a lot of the. We've been getting some of the holes we're looking for. That's good. Not getting very many of the Milano holes. See if my opponent can get this in. Just outright kick my butt. I think Almighty has beat me to death. He has just been putting the hammer down on me. Nice shot. Well played. Well played there, buddy. Very nice. That will work. Getting some rematch action. He needs to go clear out all his chests. He's beat the hell out of me. I don't know that I won a single one. The Milano, hole 8, par 4. Got a serious eagle shot on this hole. It only takes about 4.5 topspin to get over there, and this is one of those fairway areas that you can dig down a little bit into that hole right there. You can press your luck. See if they can get over there with a katana. Normally in tournament play, I like to play this hole with a katana. This is a great hole for a katana. It puts you deep into your club on the backside, and where you want to be is minimum short iron. See if they can get over nicely. That looks like it's going to be over nicely. Question is it too nice? It was too nice. Oh, and they made it over to, oh, they're still in the rough. Very makeable shot from there, though. Very makeable. I will take it with a marlin so I can demo it with a marlin. It's getting down into the hole down there. That's about enough. 3-4. It's a little bit over a ring and a half. And that puts me about 3/4 of a ring into power. So I'm going to rub against the nubs. Just make it shake, rattle, and roll. It's going to clip the rough. Not quite enough topspin, but that'll give me probably a mid, maybe towards max short iron shot. There's max, there's mid. That's in about the 16 per ring, so it's a very small adjustment, maybe a third of a ring. I'd actually do, at this point right here, I think of the cup as being about 8 miles per hour. So maybe half a cup off. It's a very small adjustment. There you go. That was about a full cup off. Hit it perfect. Come on, buddy. Come on. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if he got his wind adjustment right. Come on. In the hole. In the hole. Just a little too far off. So there's max. There's max. There's min. So I'm at mid club. So it's 1.75 per ring at mid. Do one backspin. Try and get right up on it. .75. There's 3.5. There's 4.25. That leaves me about a half. Go 3.5 rings. Just try and hit it perfect. Ah. And look at the lag that I'm getting right there. And I am literally, I'm looking at my other device. I'm running tests on my other device. See what my signal strength is from this distance. And talking to a bunch of my friends and teammates. People are having there's some kind of issue going on. I don't know what the deal is with the game, but it's starting to really piss me off. I could see it if we were out there playing and we had multiple opponents, but just having one other person here. And getting that kind of issue is no bueno. Hey, get out there where I can see what the hell's going on. %, so that's going to be what, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be like 1/8. 1/9, somewhere in that neighborhood. Isn't it perfect? Get in the hole! In the hole! Even got lag when that thing popped up. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is getting crazy. What's sad about it is that, we're coming out here and we're investing time to practice and try and get these holes dialed in so that we can get great results. And then it's not our shooting that's causing us to get bad results. It's the game glitches. And that's not good. What'll happen is it'll make people get frustrated and quit playing. And that's bad business. So you would think that Playdemic would stop doing whatever else they're doing, and they would focus on trying to make this better. All right, winner, good game. I finally won one. I think I won 2. Yeah, so if you watch my videos on a regular basis and you go, man, that guy's really good, my teammates are better, and I like it. I know a lot of people get caught up in the whole ego thing, but I don't look at it that way. I really dig it that my teammates, that I'm just one of potentially some good players that are on the team. 3-9. This is going to be super difficult going against a headwind. Come on, did I catch it? Look, it's froze. Look at that. I know if you have a tailwind there, you need about 2 backspin. If you have a headwind, you can get past some headwind, but sometimes especially if it's due headwind, it's a little hard to get so it's anywhere, if you've got headwind, from like 2 topspin. If you've got tailwind, it's like maybe 2 backspin. If you got sidewind, it's maybe just a little bit of backspin, but you can do that max power hook shot. The real way to go at this hole is the way Almighty's going at it right there. That little island pad right there in tournament play is money, especially if you bring out a power 4 ball, because you don't have to do any overpower. You just hit the ball straight up and you're doing a rough bump. You're clipping out of that rough and just bleeding out. And even if you just end up right out here in front, you've got a serious, serious chance. I mean, it's just a short little chip in it, but that way right there is really the way to go. But in one-on-one, I always play that max overpower hook. Just very first time I was ever on this hole, I tried that max overpower hook and caught it the very first time. Was like, yeah. The thing about that little island pad is that depending on how the wind's blowing, it can be very difficult. Very difficult. Let's see if he can get up from there. Watch, he'll make this shot, and I'll end up losing. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. There's a really good rough bump right there with that Nirvana. One of the things I like about a Nirvana is it has a lot of topspin. And you can do with your Nirvana what you can do with a rapier, and you can do it with a Spitfire as well because it has so much topspin, is that you can run it out. And typically when you're playing with a Nirvana and a Spitfire, you need to change transitional surfaces. You never want to be on the green and run that topspin out because it'll fly by the hole about 1,000 miles an hour. But if you're going from the fairway or from the fringe or from the rough right there, that'd be a great little rough bump. We want to go to shootouts, bud. That way we can, if in the typical role is if, we want to practice those shots coming into the green. So you got to, if you sink them and you beat somebody, you just beat them. We definitely want to go to shootouts. Trying to get the holes we're looking for. I think we have just a shootout and then I'm done. I have got to go plant some flowers today. I prepped it all up yesterday. I got a big compost pile. I rototillered it all up yesterday and got my pots all full of dirt and I'm ready to roll. Curious to see with a pure headwind, whether it's a 20% wind adjustment on a pure headwind or if we have to put on a little bit more. So this is a 100% accurate club, 3.2, 20% would be 6, it'd be about 3.8, 3.9. So let's see how many rings Almighty pulls. That was just it was pretty close to 4 rings. Sometimes when you're going against a headwind on these holes where you're doing these little rough bumps, it affects it a lot more and you end up a little short. I'm gonna do the same shot. 2 rings off. Let's get the hell out of here where we can see what's going on. So I got a 3. So I'm gonna do a 30%. I'm gonna do a 3.9. Just because I'm going against that headwind. Isn't it perfect? Still a little short. Still a little short. Good game. Good game. We have enough? I think I am. I think that is it on that video. I will post that video, let him clear out his chest, and then I got to go plant some flowers. So thanks for watching. That was a bunch of the holes that we're looking for. We got some of the par 4s or par 3s, excuse me, that we're looking for, and that's what I really want to practice this week is those par 3s. I want to get especially the 2 with the rough bumps. Want to get some time and grade on those so I can go back and watch the video and see what I did and really try and tighten those up. On the other holes, the par 4s and the par 5s, we're definitely going to have to bring out some bigger balls. to make those happen. I'm not wasting the Power 4 and Power 5 balls in practice. I'm doing it with Titan just to see what the looks look like. But I do like our odds, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the Monday practice round. Thanks for watching.